finally, shit's going right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to NFL Week 6. I'm Cav. Going to go through a couple games with you. This week was good. We finally got on the right track. Me and Billy both. Billy went 2-0-1 because one game is a push, so you get your money back. And I went 2-1 because the Seahawks fucking suck. And I said this in the beginning of the goddamn year, but I listened to these pros, the professionals who say, I'm high on Seattle. I don't know why. I didn't think so in the beginning, but then they were beating up tomato cans, and you go, oh, maybe they're right, with this kind of thing. But we kind of saw a little bit. So we're going to get into those key games, the big games of the week, the primetime ones, plus the games that I'm assigned for everybody to talk about. And starting off is a team that I'm assigned with, but I'm also assigned with the Thursday night game. So that is your first go into, and that is San Francisco going into Seattle. I mean, San Francisco had no business to lose that game last week to Arizona. However, as I said on last week's show, if it was in Arizona, I probably would have picked Arizona. They do play the 49ers tough. Every time. It is always just them that they play very tough no matter what the records are. It's Arizona, San Francisco for some weird reason. So that might have, it's just one of those teams. Somebody got their number. Bears always have the Lions number. The Packers always have the Bears number. It doesn't even matter. It's like, whatever. They're wearing that laundry. There's going to be an issue. This week, you have San Francisco now going into Seattle, who got the hell beat out of them. They got whooped by a neighborless Giants team who Seattle was favored by 6. And I'm like, at the least they win by a touchdown. They got their ass fucking kicked. And that's at home. And an East Coast going to the West is always better than a West going to the East, obviously, for time differences. But now it's division rivalry, and it's San Francisco going into Seattle. And this is 3.5 favor of San Francisco. It was 3. It jumped up a half. My thought on this is that this could be a pedal to the metal type of game for San Francisco. We saw what happened last time they lost to the Rams, which another team they had no business losing to, but they did. And then what happened the next game? Yes, they played the Patriots, but you got to play what the schedule gives you. And if they would have just beat the Patriots, you would have said, what the fuck is wrong with them? And so you can't say, well, of course they should demolish the Patriots. No, it's, show me what you're made of. And they beat the fucking Patriots the way they should have beat the Patriots. So now it's after losing, they have to go into Seattle. Short week. However, short week for both. It's, one is staying home. I get it. You get a little bit of more rest. You don't have to travel. But for 3.5, I may or may not have put some betting things on this in patreon.com/NFL Pick 6, the number 6. You might want to sign up and go over there. Now is when we're getting hot, and I feel I have some really good ones this week that I'm jumping on. And I have a bit of a bet for this week. I won't tell you if it's money line. I won't tell you if it's points. I won't tell you if it's teaser. I won't tell you if it's actually all of them mixed together. But that is up on patreon.com/NFL Pick 6 right now. And you could see part of this. However, I did say on there, for you people, as they like to say, you people, if you want to go there, I have a bet for Thursday. And I said, if this bet fails, I will then throw in bonus picks, because that kind of takes out a little bit of the week if this bet were to fail. I don't think it's going to fail with what I have up there right now and the way I'm playing with some numbers, but things happen, as we well know. Let's move on, because now old Billy Body's going to be sitting in the stands watching the glorious Caleb Williams, who, oh my God, the Bears have a quarterback? That's right. They do every week better and better. Here's a little trivia for you. In how many starts have Justin Fields and Caleb Williams, each of them, maybe I phrase it a different way, how many times have each of them had 300 yards or more passing? Well, Caleb Williams has had two games. All right, you would say, well, what's the big deal there? 2 games of 300 yards or more passing. Well, the big deal is that he has played 5 games in his career. How many does Justin Fields have? He has 2 as well. Oh, so they're even, right? Well, not when you've been in the league 4 years. So, the Bears made the right fucking choice. They got a fucking monster. I say Jaden Daniels is doing the NFL, regular NFL, and he's acing it, right? Beginner class. I believe Caleb Williams is taking the extracurricular class, and he's getting then a C+. I think Caleb is doing much more, as in going through the blitzes, the pickups, going through progressions. If you look at Jaden Daniels play, I have these packages. I like to watch all the games. And I'm not even trying to do this as the homer of Chicago would say, oh, because people go, oh, they took the wrong fucking guy. I'm like, no, not fucking, not quite. So I am like watching, and it's first read for Jaden Daniels, or it's scramble time. Very much like Fields was, but better than Fields is. Caleb, you're seeing him stay in that pocket as long as possible while that line is horrific, and he's ducking and dodging and looking around, waiting for a play, and getting it. Dissecting a defense, saying when the blitz is coming. It is higher quality and smarts in that department. And guess what? They can both be very, very good quarterbacks in this league, and that would be fine as well. Here, the Bears won last week, and they beat the shit out of Carolina, but the same way as I said about San Francisco, if you're a good team, you should beat the shit out of who you should beat the shit out of. And that's what they did. I won this game because I had the over, but I thought Carolina might put up a couple fucking points. They didn't put up shit. And the Bears were all scoring, and they had touchdowns taken away from them, too, for like an illegal shift and things like this. So now it is Jacksonville, quote-unquote, in Chicago. It's in London. This is one of those, here's your home game, but it's not home. And the thing is, Chicago went there Tuesday, where I don't think Jacksonville's gone yet. And they actually said, we're going to see what the hurricane does first, which is, how retarded can you be? Let's see what the hurricane does. Well, do the Bears get the win by a forfeit if you don't show up now because you couldn't get out of there? 2.5 points is what this game is. Brisker is hurt. Their safety, their strong safety, which is a monster. That's the biggest issue I have for this, that he's out of there. But they have old, what's-his-face's husband, the fucking Simone Biles. Her husband is the safety back there, and so is this guy Hicks. But it'll be both of them doing some fill-ins here. Jacksonville finally won a game last week in the old uniforms, which are sweet, by the way. But we know that organization is dysfunctional, and it might be a case of if you go to London, you don't come back with a head coach. We'll get into that in a bit, too. But 2.5, I'm more on Chicago's side. This is not part of my, officials, but I would go more with Chicago here. They're going to a bye week after this. There is a stat, I believe it is 12-7 for the team who goes first, who's there in England longer and acclimates to their surroundings quicker. So it is an advantage to get there quicker and get there earlier, and that is what Chicago has done. Let's take a look at Arizona going into Green Bay. Arizona off that tough win against the 49ers. We just talked about that. And one, I really didn't think... I thought Green Bay would actually lose to the Rams. And Billy actually picked Green Bay and gave the points, and he thought they should actually win by more. I think it takes a little bit for Love to get back to where he wanted to be with the knee and all that good stuff. But they beat who they should beat. They went to L.A. I was thinking because they were in L.A., and L.A. wasn't a pushover still, but there is a lot of injuries over there. This is 5 points. Arizona does play everybody tough. I really would be worried about this game. If I had to lean somewhere or pick somebody, I'm picking Green Bay. But Arizona's just tough. I really want to see what Harrison can do here. Because now it's like the NFC North is everybody has tough defense. Everyone's a really good defensive team over there. So that could be a very interesting matchup. Going to your Sunday night game, it is Cincinnati going into the Giants. All of a sudden, the Giants are a tougher team. It's still hard for me to buy them when I see Daniel Jones as the quarterback. However, he's got better stats than Trevor Lawrence. So why am I afraid of Trevor Lawrence and I'm not afraid of Daniel Jones? It is very odd. Neighbors should be back for this. Cincinnati's favored by 3.5. Cincinnati needs to start moving here. They need to start playing. Burrow has like great stats, which is hilarious because he's had games that have been, he's barely, getting by and, shit stats, but they win. Now he's got fucking fantastic stats and they have one win. They need to, there is no more excuse that we start slow. Championship teams don't do this. Yes, if you get hot going into something like my Mets, that's what happens. If you're hot when you walk in, that's when you want to be, you're hottest when you're walking into a playoff. But guess what? They have to get into the playoffs. And the way they are playing right now, and they should have, see, this is all the woulda, shoulda. And like I tell you guys, I don't ever come on a wrap-up show or this show the following week and go, I should be this and that. My record should be. If they did this, I should be. That is not my shit. I do not do that. The game is what it is because when it goes the reverse way, where the other team should have won and they fuck up something and I get the win for it, I don't go, well, I should have lost. I still collect my money. So, I don't go, well, I'll hand it back. So why would I do it the opposite way? So you got to be aware of those people that say I should have. Just think about that. I should have. Yeah, okay. And if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. I understand. Cincinnati they need to pick up the pace and get this thing going. So we're going to see what they do. Only 3.5. It's in New York. Might be a little more rowdy. I'd still lean towards Cincinnati here. That hook is always a nightmare, but I just don't buy it still. I do not buy that the Giants are any good. It's one of those like where Seattle, I think, fooled people for a little bit, but this is like the reverse way. Like the Giants aren't starting off that way. Now they're more that way now. So now we go to your Monday night game. Now, how about this? The New York Jets, coached by Aaron Rodgers, face Buffalo, but they are in New York. So there's a New York game at night on Sunday, and then, boom, right to Monday, you get another one. They just change out the turf and have a new logo on it. Buffalo is favored by 2.5. This, I won't say if... all right, I'll tell you. This isn't on my card for this week. But there is some stats about when somebody fires their coach, like the next game they win. It seems to always be that way. We got that with Antonio Pierce. As soon as the Raiders got him out, boom, they won a game. It's that shake-up shit. It just shakes things up. It gets people going right. and they get their shit together. So I would be more confident if I was going to sprinkle something. I wouldn't even deal with the points. But then again, I did think Minnesota would lose to the Jets last week because it was like kind of do or die for the Jets at this point. They really need to pick it up. And Rodgers doesn't look great. It might be the Billy Body curse. It really might be. There was the last time he was in London, Billy went and sucked him off, wiped his mouth afterwards. And then fucking 5 games in a row, I believe it was, Rodgers sucked and he couldn't win a game. It was wild. So it was the body curse. And now Billy met him again. Brought a fucking suitcase full of toys for him to sign. And he sat there and signed it like Jeff Hardy at the airport. And so now he was overthrowing everybody and fucking, it wasn't that great. There was a couple mistakes, I think, obviously, were on the receivers too, where it's back shoulder stuff and they don't know better. Like his favorite target is Lazard, who isn't that great. Great, not even that good. How about that? And that's his favorite target because he knows him. I would think if there is a site, and here's a little side bet for you guys. If there is a site that you could bet on where fucking what's-his-face goes, what's the fucking receiver over there? Fucking on the Raiders now, formerly of the fucking Packers. You know what I'm fucking talking about. No, I can't even remember. Devontae Adams. Jesus Christ. Stop yelling at your radio. If there is a place you could bet on where he goes, he's got to go to the Jets. I think the Jets at this point, because I think the hang-up is who will give a second-round pick. I don't think that's shit. And he's already signed long-term. It's a matter of fitting his salary in. But you know how they always rig those things around, so you'd be fine. But I don't see what the problem is if you have this quarterback for fucking maybe a year, 2 at the fucking, it's do it now. And that's why they fired the coach, because it was, we got to start doing this and doing this now if we want to win, so you waste your time and this is going to be a problem. You're wasting what you have. And that team is stacked, which is real odd because they really should make the playoffs. So for them to be stumbling like this, they got to get this going. So I get that they have, done this and just got rid of this and said, let's start again. The problem is it's not like they could bring in, Belichick's going to jump off there because now you have to, this isn't a video game. You're not just trading and bang, the playbook. It's you look at it in real life. That's the difference. So thinking about it like that, I could see maybe next year if you wanted to put fucking Belichick in there, but it's Rodgers want to have to fucking redo, go through a new playbook and learn all this and that. At least, the guy they have is from Green Bay, and so he already knew the playbook, so it was like right off the bat. But that might be a good place for Bill to go. He was on the Giants before, and hell, he was on the Jets and he got traded. I think they traded him to he was a Jet for like a fucking 2 minutes or something, and then fucking left or some weird shit happened. I remember that. 2.5 here. I might sprinkle the Jets to just win flat out because that's the trend. I wouldn't go crazy, obviously, with your betting, but, it is worth a little something here just because of what we have with the trend. So that is it when it comes to all of this stuff. Hope you got a little bit of insight on certain games here. I do have my picks up. I have one more that I am going to post. I already posted multiple. Actually, I have 2 more because I do want to throw in a bonus, even though, no matter what. And I thought about it today, and I said, that is a pretty good bonus pick to throw in there. But I have a game here that I really fucking like, too. And I'm really surprised, actually, by the point spread of it. So I will have that up momentarily today. The other ones are already up. So if you want to go to patreon.com/LingusMafia. Well, sorry, not that one. That's mine. Lingus Mafia. It is patreon.com/NFL Pick 6. That's where you want to go. That's where you want to do it. If you want to follow all my nonsense, you could just go to @Lingus Mafia on Twitter, X, on Instagram, especially TikTok. We have a lot of fun stuff there for you too. So that's it, kids. Hope you enjoy it. Go make that money.
He could go all the way.